I'm Hannah Miller. I'm a freshman at SPU, and we're on the rowing team.
Hannah, got your first race under your belt as a collegiate. It was at the PLU Invite. How did you feel about rowing?
I felt like it was a great start. We didn't have ideal weather. It was very choppy, had some trouble launching, but it was a great start, and we have lots of momentum building towards this weekend, I'd say.
You've had a unique experience building up to that first regatta. First, we'll go back to last year when this pandemic started.
Yeah.
You were in high school. First, tell us where you're from.
So I'm from East Lyme, Connecticut. It's about an hour and a half from Boston, New York, right in the middle there.
Great. And as a senior, was your did you have in-person or online commencement?
It was half and half. We got to walk the stage, but everything else was put together online. We did it one by one. You know, it was an interesting experience. Definitely not what I thought my high school year would go, but
great. And then you show up here to campus at Seattle Pacific, and it's not the traditional college experience so far. It will get better. But how have you integrated into college with online learning and things?
Yeah, so it's definitely been a challenge. I mean, but I've learned to be more adaptable, and everyone around me is going through the same thing, which has helped a lot more. It's not just me, so it's definitely been interesting, and rowing has definitely helped with that as well.
Great. A lot of sports in the summer you can work out and with other people and all, but rowing is there are singles and things you can do. What did you do over the summer to stay fit or to keep rowing?
So I gotta say that first month of quarantine was hard. I didn't really have much motivation, but we found that, and there's a local program that I was able to take a single out and actually row, which was really nice, and just making sure I'm keeping up to date on my lifting. Didn't have an erg at home, so it was definitely more of a challenge than probably some other sports, but we was able to manage it well.
Terrific. Then you come to campus here, and practices are a little bit different, but talk about how your integration to the team has been and into college rowing.
It's been super nice. I did row in high school, so like moving on to college, it was definitely an experience with COVID and everything, but the team has been super helpful in that move, and I think that the people on the team really made everything happen very smoothly. And it wasn't ideal. We weren't out in eights like we probably would have been, and we were very, in our quarantine group of 5, but it was nice to be able to get to know the girls well and just row. Which didn't think I was going to be doing that last spring.
Yeah. Well, Coach McLean told me after the race on Saturday, she said, you can prepare all you want in practice, but when you get to the start line is when things are completely different. How did you feel? Was it nervousness? What emotions did you have at the start line for that first race?
I think nervousness is a very natural emotion. I mean, I haven't raced in 2 years. We weren't able to go out in the water last year just because it was cold in March in Connecticut. So just having those first race nerves, and I was joking about and with a bunch of girls that I've never rowed a race before, and I've never rowed a race in a 4 either, and instead of my typical 8s. So there were definitely a lot of nerves, but once the announcer says go, you just channel it in and get excited and row.
For those people viewing maybe who have never pulled an oar or rowed at all in any fashion, how is it different a 4 from an 8?
So a 4 is a smaller boat, so typically races are a little bit slower. It's also very unsteady compared to an 8. You can say that you can flip an 8, you can't exactly, sorry, I said that wrong.
Yeah.
You can flip a 4, but you can't exactly flip an 8. Yeah. So making sure that we have our technique and we have that movement together, it's very crucial.
Okay. After you had that early race under your belt, how did you feel differently then heading to the starting line for the second race of the day?
Yeah, I mean, there's still nervousness, but we definitely meshed together as a boat, which was really nice to see. And we were just, the excitement grew more and more as we got up towards the start and we started.
Great. Very good result. Your 4 won both of its races. Now you get the opportunity to row here at home on the Lake Washington Ship Canal, familiar water, but against much more difficult competition. It's Central Oklahoma, the defending champion. Western Washington finished 3rd at the last NCAA regatta, and SPU finished 4th. So really high-level regatta coming up here Saturday morning. Your thoughts on that race?
I think that we have a very strong crew. We have a lot of great momentum that has been built, especially after today and this past weekend. I think that we do have more difficult crews to face, but we can rise to the occasion, and it'll be a good race to watch for sure.
Well, let's briefly talk about yourself. You heard you're from Connecticut. Why did you decide to come across country and attend Seattle Pacific?
So I knew that I wanted to row, so I was looking to be recruited by any college, and it turns out my dad stayed at the same hotel 2 years ago as the SPU rowing team, and he's like, hey, you should check these people out, and I did, and I met Coach Karin and Coach Andy, who were the head coaches and recruiting coordinator. So I got to know them, and I came out for a visit 2019 fall before everything happened, and I just fell in love with Seattle, and I fell in love with the West Coast.
Where was that hotel located?
San Diego. So.
Well, that's great. Well, it brought you here, so that's fortuitous. Very nice.
Yes.
Hey, do you have any idea yet what you want to major in?
I'm looking towards a double major in business and communications.
Terrific. And class-wise, we said this online. How have you adjusted to the mostly online learning?
I mean, it's definitely difficult, but taking that in stride and just rolling with the punches, I've been able to take some classes, maybe and study in different spaces, which has helped out, and obviously adapting. I do have an in-person this upcoming spring, so I'm very excited to be able to see people. It's been a lot harder just to be able to meet people. I'm a very sociable person, so but the crew team has helped with that as well.
Perfect. Well, Hannah, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this weekend at the Falcon Regatta.
Thank you so much.